All right, hey, welcome back. We have a special Memorial Day episode. We usually go to a park. It's race day here in the great state of Indiana, so we usually go to a park and listen to it on the radio. We live too close to Indy to watch the race on TV, but this year, quarantine, everything's canceled, so decided to go out to the old Kroger and get a pork loin, and just kind of showing you how we do our pork loin here. First thing, trim a little bit of the fat off. This one was really fatty. There's a bunch of fat on there, so I trimmed a lot of it off. And the way I do these, I'm going to actually stuff this with sausage. So this piece is really big. I'm going to cut it in half, just like that. And then I'm just going to turn this over. I'm going to take this knife, and I'm just going to stab it right in the middle. And I'm going to cut a slit right down the middle of this pork loin. And what that's going to do, I'm going to open that up and kind of, a little butterfly it, if you will. I don't know the cooking term, but open it up and then take this sausage that I cooked beforehand. And this is just breakfast sausage. You can see, open up a hole and I set it down on a flat surface. And I'm just going to take this sausage and just stuff as much of it as I can get in there. And it's going to make it have a big round hump in the middle of this sausage, or in the middle of this loin, and kind of plump up. And when you cook it, all the grease from that sausage is going to help keep that loin moist and tender, and turns out really good. This is a good recipe. We've done this for a while now. We actually did so much of them, we kind of got sick of them there, so we quit making them. I haven't made this in probably a year or so. Last time we did this, we kind of burned ourselves out on them, but really a great recipe. So first one's kind of done there. Set him over there, and then same thing with this guy. Just gonna cut a slit right down the middle. Right down the middle. Open him up. And just stuff him full of sausage. Stuff as much. I'm trying to get a whole pound. That's a pound of sausage. If I can get the whole pound in there, that'll be, really good. It'll so you're not wasting sausage. I'm gonna smoke these on the Weber, just the old kettle, the Performer that I have. Just smoke it around 300 degrees or so, low heat, 2 to 2.5 hours. Because of the sausage, I've always found it tough to get a reading, so I'll take just a regular chunk, and that's what I'll check the temperature on, because if that's done, then this is definitely done. So I always have one that's not stuffed, and my wife, believe it or not, likes them better when they're not stuffed, so I don't know why. That's her preference, though. All right, so we're gonna take these now, and I'm gonna put them in my put on the rub. Blake, you want to grab that out of the cabinet there? My cameraman Blake helping us out today, and we've got the 2019 Indy 500 on, just because it's race day. We might as well watch a race, even though it's old. So now, just like with everything, it's the same rub. It's the Yardbird, buy it at the Rural King. Just gonna put that on there. Get a good rub on it. Flip him over. So I have to pack that sausage back in and put more. And I'm gonna do that with all 3 pieces, and then we'll come back a little later. I'm gonna let this dry marinate with the rub. Just let it sit for a couple hours. We'll probably start grilling here about 4 here in beautiful southern Indiana. It's 80 degrees outside today. I think the little guy and I are going to get the cornhole boards out and pitch a little cornhole because it's so nice out. So, again, about an hour or 2. Let this marinade with the dry rub. Let it just sit in there, get all those flavors. And then when we come back, we'll slap them on the Weber. All right, we're back here. Beautiful southern Indiana. Got the charcoal all heated up. Got our hickory wood here. I'm just gonna put it right on the charcoal so we get a nice smoke over our pork loin. Pork loins are all plumped up. You can tell, you see it right in there. See the difference between the ones with and ones without sausage. Look how big those dudes are, and then this guy is he's our regular pork loin for Nikki, who just likes regular pork loin. So our wood's starting to fire there. And another piece here I'll throw in probably about an hour. Check these dudes again. I don't flip these or anything. They'll cook just fine the way they are. Little chunks of sausage on top doesn't hurt anything either. They just kind of, I don't know, grease down and keep it nice and moist. That's the thing with pork loin. You don't want to cook it too hot or too fast, or it's not a very good cut of meat. But with that sausage in there, we'll do, you know, like I said earlier, around 300 degrees, couple hours. I got a probe I'll put in this guy, and we'll be able to tell whenever it hits our desired temperature. So about another, we'll probably come back in about an hour and a half, and show you guys how we'll check the temperature, see how they're doing. Or we'll just come back at the end. I don't know which. It probably shouldn't be such a big deal that we need to come back before then. Probably just come back at the end when we take them off and slice them up. These dudes make the best sandwiches. You cut them up, cut them in 1/2-inch steaks, and then you got the sausage, and you've got the pork loin, and you got the seasoning, and then you put a little barbecue sauce, a little mayonnaise on a sandwich, little lettuce and tomato, and oh good lord, these things are really, really, really good. But they'll get so tender you can just cut them with a fork. They'll really tender up, and they'll be really good. So we'll see, like I said, I don't know, an hour, 2 hours, somewhere in there. Whenever they're probably done, we'll probably just do it that way. All right, see you guys in a few. All right, back again with our pork loins here. So when I was cooking these dudes, like I said, it's been about a year since I did them. I called my father, who does a really good pork loin, Randy Byers. Dad said he likes to wrap them in foil for about an hour, and we're gonna give that a shot. So wrap them in foil with a little barbecue, put them on for another hour, and then we'll call it done. So I'm gonna take a little bit of barbecue sauce, put her on there, and then just get that barbecue sauce, he says. And his I think he's probably right on this, that when you put the barbecue sauce on there and let it get all over it, that it will kind of steam up and make it nice and tender. He's probably right on that. So I said, you know what, let's give it a shot. Let's try it. It's been a while since I did these, and last time I was at Dad's house and he did a pork loin, it was absolutely phenomenal. So I'm gonna wrap these dudes up. I'm gonna put them back on for another hour. Right around 300 degrees. Charcoal's kind of burning out. We're almost done with them. So I'm gonna slap these dudes all on here. Get a little barbecue sauce on them. Get them nice and sauced up, and then put them back on. And that barbecue sauce in the foil should act as like a steam. Should steam up, make it really good, really juicy, really tender. What you want in that pork loin, mixed with the sausage and everything else in there. So you'll get the good flavor, the good salty deliciousness of the rub. You get the deliciousness of the pork itself, all that meat, all that delicious, good pork meat. Pork loins are really, really tender anyway. So when you do them right, so putting a little bit of sauce on them. We're going to sauce them anyway, so it won't hurt it a bit. And it should add another flavor element to that profile and make it really good. So I'm just going to sauce all the sides, get them all nice and good. It kind of acts a little bit like when we did our ribs, when we did the ribs, and we put them in foil, and we allowed them to kind of set a little longer and tender up. Makes the ribs really tender. I think this will do the same thing with the pork loin with the barbecue sauce. Just whoop, got a little crazy there. So a little bit of barbecue sauce on them, put them back on for another hour. Our charcoal's wrapping up, so it won't be really hot. It'll probably be, it's 300 now, so I'm guessing in and out. Okay, back again. We had a timer go off. I kind of jumped the gun. I thought I shut it off, but I guess I did not. So me and Little Pal had some technical difficulties. We've got the pork loins all wrapped. They're wrapped in the foil. I was saying that the charcoal, you can see it's pretty much ashed over. It's not real hot right now. I can hold my hand there for a few seconds. It's not very hot at all. So we'll just let these sit in that barbecue sauce for about an hour. I went from a 2-hour cook to a 3-hour cook. We're gonna give it a shot. Dad's recipe. We'll go with the old man coming in with the assist. We'll give it a try. I bet it's still gonna be really good. And like I said earlier, man, these guys, when you cut them in slices and then you put them on a sandwich, it is another world experience. It is so freaking good. Oh my God. I've been telling the old lady for years that we were gonna do this, and I was gonna have about 3 recipes that I said we should take, and we should go to Florida and we should do these things for, you know, whatever, just sit in the warm weather in the winter, you know, go sit outside of sporting events, sit outside of things. She's not on board with that, and I get it. It probably never happened, but I'm telling you, this stuff, the sausage stuffed pork loin, it is delicious and amazing. And you put it on toast with some mayonnaise, tomato, lettuce, barbecue sauce, and mayonnaise. It is, oh good God, it's good. All right, so about another hour on here. We'll leave you, like I said, it's about wrapping up. We'll come off, pull them off. I'll put them on the cutting board. I'll cut them up, and I'll show you what that delicious sausage looks like inside of that loin. And then we're gonna have dinner. So, all right, we're back. The weather has taken a monster turn for the worse. It's about to thunderstorm out there. We pulled these dudes off just in time. It's getting ugly here in southern Indiana. So, as you can see, this dude is steaming, beautiful, lovely, stuffed, smoked, barbecued pork loin. So, just take that dude out, and I'm just gonna cut him right now, and you can see the beautiful stuffedness with that sausage. Oh, I don't even know if that's a word, but I just used it. I mean, it is what it is. These dudes will, I mean, these are phenomenal. These are so good. I'm gonna cut this guy in half here. You can see that the pork loin, nice, juicy, and tender, and you got the sausage stuffed in there, and the barbecue and the rub on the outside, and oh, good golly, it's gonna be good. All right, so this guy is the one that we did not stuff. The other one we stuffed. So I was gonna cut that one to show you the same thing. It's still really amazingly tender. Just, you can cut it, very little effort, and it's still so good. You can see that delicious white meat from the pork and just how good it lines up. So there's that. You can see that. I know I said on the last video that we were gonna do brats and hamburgers and shish kebabs next, but this is like a, you know, we were sitting around. It was Memorial Day. We usually go hang out and listen to the race on the radio because we're too close to Indy to actually watch a race. But it is, you know, this was something we just decided to do. And if you get a picture of this, I mean, this is, I tell you guys, this is absolutely heaven in a pork loin. It is absolutely amazing when you eat this thing. You get the smokiness of the hickory wood, you get the deliciousness of the pork loin, you get the really, really good of the sausage. You can see that dude steaming. This is just absolutely heaven on by it. So I think next week we're gonna do, and I know I'm wearing sunglasses inside because I'm really hoping that the sun comes back out. I'm hoping that I can put the sunglasses on and we can just hope that this rain just gets the heck out of here, man. But probably isn't. But here we go. We got these pork loins. We're gonna eat. I mean, the family's gonna eat, and next week sometime we'll come back with hamburgers, delicious brats from Wagon Wheel here in Bloomington, Indiana, and the absolute most amazing, delicious shish kebab recipe that you will ever see. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you guys had a good time watching. So we'll see you next week, and we'll do those burgers, brats, and I'm going to tell you, you're going to have to write this stuff down because the shish kebabs will absolutely freaking knock your socks off. Thanks for watching. We'll see ya.